This is how I felt when I made videos in the past. I spent years making videos the hardest way possible, and it was honestly killing my creativity. So in 2026, I rebuilt my entire workflow, and it changed everything. Let me show you how. I used to think that the algorithm was this scary evil force working against me in mysterious ways, but it turns out it's actually trying to help me as the creator to make better content decisions to give you, the viewer, a better experience. And the key solution for that perspective shift is actually very simple. It's so simple it might even surprise you. And just to make this metaphor abundantly clear, the monster wasn't the algorithm. It was unorganized chaos. The truth is, as soon as you hit record on your camera, it's already too late. I used to chase deadlines and find all the ways to elevate the videos in the edit, adding the right music and sound effects and using the right graphics, and no matter how much I would overthink and overcomplicate it, some videos would still flop and I would have no idea why. So here's what changed. I started planning videos in bulk. I built a 5-category production system, and I consolidated everything into a planning app, and I redesigned how I shoot and edit using new tools and fresh systems. So here's the first big shift. I'm planning my videos in bulk. Not one script at a time, not one idea at a time, a whole batch of ideation, scripting, and planning. So if you steal one thing from this video, steal this. Every script now gets broken down into 5 categories. New B-roll, existing B-roll, screen recordings, A-roll, and motion graphics or VFX. So I scripted all of my videos for 2026 into different Google Docs. I know from the beginning exactly how much I need to shoot to explain a concept or idea or what I can leverage that I already have. So instead of yapping on camera for hours, I can literally just read out, act out that specific part that's in my script. This alone cuts my production time in half because now each video isn't a chaotic treasure hunt, it's a checklist. Now, having a good script breakdown is still not enough, and it can even make you feel lost when it comes to filming it. So the next evolution is breaking those categories into a shot list built around efficiency. Even something as simple as numbering your shots in the script, assigning them a location of where you're filming them, and also giving yourself a tracker so that you keep everything on track that way. So no more reinventing the wheel every single upload. So with all of that in mind, I needed a place where it could all live. And this is where Milanote comes in. Milanote becomes my brain, but organized. So instead of keeping everything in your head or scattered across different places, it becomes the center of where you can plan everything. So I can create a column per video topic, and with this handy link tool, I can go back to my Google Doc, share it so that I can paste that link directly into my Milanote board, since it's completely integrated and compatible. Directly underneath that, I can add a table to jot down my shot list, and I can make whatever categories and text that I want, and even color code each section. And I use this for all of my channel and mostly all of my business. This is the way I keep things organized, and I can just focus without losing my mind over every single detail, and it's all in one place in a visual way. That's actually really important for how my brain works. So this helps me out so much. Shout out to Milanote. If you want to try it yourself and organize your workflow, sign up with my link in the description. Just try it out. It's going to change the way you plan and organize your work. Now, when it comes to filming, I also stopped shooting things the old way. So instead of just filming just to get coverage, I actually started to design my scenes. Now, another way of keeping things simple is with the lighting. I actually have a very simple setup that I use time and time again, unless I'm doing something very specific that calls for a certain type of lighting. And usually it's a key light that I sometimes can complement with natural light from a window. It's that kicker in the back that gives me a subtle side edge for the mention, and then a background light that sometimes can just be the ambience lighting, or like in this case, it's actually not real. It's just an asset from my shadows pack that again adds a little bit of texture and breaks up a more solid looking wall. Now, another thing is to make the most of what you have and where you're at. For example, one space like this, even booked for just a couple of hours, can get me so much coverage because of how I broke down my scripts initially. So this one space can actually become 5 different setups that I can use across multiple videos. And my 3-hour hike I did with my tripod and camera can not only be used for my opening intro, but also for future episodes as well, saving more time for the next video. And now with all of these tricks, post-production actually became fun again. Because I'm organized, I'm going into it knowing exactly what I want to do, what I want to accomplish, and where to find everything. So just like we structured everything in the beginning, I structure my folders in a similar way in those 5 main categories: A-roll, B-roll, screen recordings, motion graphics, sound effects, and my film effects packs that I usually incorporate into all of my videos. And this is another cheat code that has helped me tremendously. I've built over the years a huge library of overlays and effects that I can just use in all of my videos without having to build everything from scratch. That is my cheat code when it comes to post-production, and now you can use it too. So definitely check them out if you're an editor, if you do VFX. I really made them for you. I made them for me in the first place because they've helped me so much, but I think you're going to enjoy them a lot too. I also started incorporating AI, and when you use image and video generation with VFX and compositing tools like After Effects, you can create some pretty complex visuals that clearly express what you're trying to say or what you want to see come to life. And something worth mentioning is that I actually used Milanote again with its web clipper feature to be able to quickly save a bunch of references from anywhere on the internet. So for example, I could go on Pinterest and grab a bunch of different looks that I can then use as references for AI video models or image generation. Comment below if you want a full breakdown of my process. Ideas deserve visual expression that matches their energy. This is what keeps your viewers engaged, not AI slop or hyperactive effects and cuts to hijack your audience attention span, but real info that is digestible, that is shown in creative ways that piques interest while still actually communicating what the video is about. And now finally, because of all of this, I'm actually able to plan ahead. So instead of posting whenever I feel like it, I can schedule content. And this is the difference between hobby creators and channels that grow. Because you can scale if you can actually think ahead, know what's coming up, plan vertical content, short form content to support those main episodes, and be ahead of the schedule instead of chasing the deadline. So radically changing how I make videos wasn't about working harder or hustling more, sleeping less. It was about working intentionally. And this year, I'm building videos not from chaos, but from clarity. And that's how I'm making the best content of my life in 2026. Because consistency isn't just discipline, it's design. So huge shout out again to Milanote for helping with that, to not only making my life easier and helping me be more effective with my content, but also for sponsoring this episode, which by the way, we only scratched the surface. There's so many uses for it. They have a bunch of ready-made templates and you can see that there's a lot of different use cases for it. I highly encourage you to check it out for yourself by using my link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.